Welcome to another episode of Big Ego Media. Got the special guest goes by the name of Yasmin Pink. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm in a good mood.
How was your journey down?
It wasn't too bad, but obviously it started snowing earlier today.
Yeah, it's
And
mad,
then,
isn't it? How it
yeah,
just started
snow
snowing
was a bit
today.
up and down.
It's in March. I mean, I'm gonna do a post earlier and say, wait, they talk about global warming, but it's snowing in March. There's no global warming.
The snow in March is spinning me because I felt like a few weeks ago it was kind of a bit warm or was getting warm. So I really don't know where the snow came from.
I don't know where you get the warmth from because it's been cold. It's been cold. But it's good to have you here. Let's go
Thank you.
from the start as we always do with our interviews.
Yep.
Let us know where you're from and where did you grow up?
So country-wise, I'm Nigerian.
Yoruba?
I'm Igbo.
Igbo, okay.
So my Igbo name is Amaka.
Mecca, okay.
Which is short for Chamaka, which means God is beautiful.
Yeah.
In terms of where I grew up, I've always lived in East London. I lived in Limehouse, which is a small area in Tower Hamlets. But over time, I have lived in other areas such as Bethnal Green, Hackney. I've even lived in South London at one point. But I would say, born and bred East London, Tower Hamlets / Hackney.
Okay. What school did you go?
I went Bishop Challoner.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
an all-girls school on Commercial Road.
Yeah, so all girls school. They do have a boys version, which is
Okay.
literally right next to each other, so it makes no sense. But yeah, I went to the girls version of it.
Growing up, who'd you grow up with? Mom, dad?
I lived with my mum all my life, and then I moved out at the age of 18. I'm 30 now, so I've been living alone since then.
How was childhood with your mum? And we always ask, did you know your father? Was you just didn't play a part, or how did that work?
My childhood, I've discussed it in the past on other platforms. My childhood was a bit up and down. I am in contact with my dad. I love my dad very much. I love my mum very much. But obviously, due to the co-parenting, things happened where, I suffered a few things, growing up. And, with parents, they have that whole blame game. It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. But you know what? We've moved on. Years have gone on. I've gone through the healing stage. I've seen therapists. We've done counselling sessions. And I have a great relationship with both my parents, despite me only just growing up with my mum.
What was the ambition growing up? What did you want to be?
You know what? When I was young, I was always a creative. But I was more like a TV and film type of creative. Like I wanted to hold a camera. I wanted to do screenplays and, script writing. So eventually I went into uni and I studied creative writing and journalism. And in my head, when I studied journalism, I thought that meant I was going to be the person holding like the microphone and being on camera. But actually I learned that there was a whole thing you need to learn about journalism. There was different type of journalism. So actually that wasn't really what I settled for. I ended up getting into retail and becoming a business manager of a few companies and account managers. And then eventually I got into childcare.
Okay.
And that's what I'm currently doing now. And even though that wasn't part of my plan, I love working with children, kids, young teenagers, you name it. That's just all me.
Okay. So do you remember kind of your teen years? Like, I mean, 18 to leave your family home and try to go alone. Did you always want to say, I want to be independent, I can't wait to grow up and leave the house? Or was it more like, your behavior is not good, you need to go? Because I had that when I turned 17 and my parents like, that's it, go.
I think, me leaving at 18 it was my choice. However, it was due to the circumstances in the house. And if I didn't leave at that time, God knows if certain people would have never been found out. Who knows? Do you understand? Because my behavior started to change when I left.
Yeah.
Clearly. I left at a young age, no support. I don't need you guys. I started working from the age of 18, started paying my own bills. Council tax, I'm trying to say, I was seeing all these like letters and stuff like that I'd never seen before, that these were all getting addressed to me. So I was very independent, but it was because of the circumstances of what I was going through within my family and how they were dealing with it that caused me to leave. I felt like they were not taking my cries and, what I was saying was happening serious.
Yeah.
So I had to leave. And when I left, that's when everybody started doing their own investigating and they realised, oh snap, Yasmin was telling the truth.
Yeah. So in regards to, I know you said you studied journalism. Why didn't you kind of take that career then? Like, why didn't you push that instead of going into retail management?
Retail. So the retail management again. When you're young, when you're between the ages of 16 and 18, any job that you get at that time, you are doing customer service, sales assistant, retail. So that's what it was. But I had not left. I kept on getting promoted. I started off as a sales assistant. From sales assistant, I was a senior sales assistant. Then from senior sales assistant, I was a supervisor at Sainsbury's. Then I became an assistant manager at Boots. Then a business manager for Number 7. Like, it was just, do you understand? I kept on progressing. And this was during the time I was at uni. I completed uni, but I wasn't able to let go of, at the time to me, was a career.
Yeah.
By the time I left retail and sales, I was working for NARS as an account manager, and I was on 31K a year.
Yeah.
And this was just before I joined Backchat.
Okay.
So, for me, I felt like I was doing the right things at my age. That was, I didn't need my degree for what I was doing. I felt like.
Let's talk Backchat then. How did that come about? How did you get on there in the first place?
Backchat was, I was a bit behind with Backchat because I used to work so much. I wasn't really clued up with social media. My social media was really quiet then. I didn't know anyone. So I watched Backchat years later, and I was just catching up on the reunions, and it just happened to be the same year that I was watching it on YouTube. They seemed to be casting a new season. And there was such a gap from when they were casting that season to when they last posted. Honestly, I thought, they would never look at my application. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be so many people applying for this. Why would they pay attention to me? And obviously, I'm not going to lie, I did know Lucas. I did know Mark. I knew of Esther. So maybe when my name came up in the application, maybe those people were able to verify me, I guess. I'm not sure.
What's the application process? Did you need to do a video or actually fill out?
Yeah, it's most of these, most shows, not just YouTube shows, even TV shows that I've done. I've applied for Big Brother, X Factor, you name it. More time, if it's not a face-to-face, prior to that, you are going to do a video audition.
You said X Factor. Was you a bit of a singer?
Yeah, I've done X Factor. I did X Factor one time. There was a time when they reduced, I don't know what X Factor is now, but they reduced X Factor to 16 years old, where you could actually apply at the age of 16. They were doing it in, is it Arsenal?
Yeah.
There was
Emirates Stadium.
Yeah. So I don't know about football and all that, but I know there was a stadium there. So anyways, I went there with my mum, with my friends, and I think I sang like a Whitney Houston song, like a proper powerful song.
Yeah. Did you get through?
No.
Why do you think they didn't get through?
They just felt like I was a bit too. I think after that year, they had put the age back up to 18.
Yeah.
Temporarily before they brought it back down. So I think a lot of young people came that year and they just felt like that we just wasn't ready. This was X Factor in its prime, you know what I mean? Like the Simon Cowell and all them man there. So.
Did you ever thought of pursuing a career in singing after that?
Not straight away, but obviously I do music now. I started off doing music more as a rapper and just writing lyrics and putting it together and whatever. But then over time, I've really been bringing back that voice I used to have when I was young, because I used to be a singer. I used to perform, I did performing arts and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely bringing my singing back into my music that I'm currently doing now. And I'm loving it.
So like you said, Backchat, they had sort of application form. You've got in. How did you feel when you actually got in? Because it's like one of the biggest shows in regards to the urban industry, I guess.
It was crazy. I still don't think I deeped the attention Backchat had then, because Backchat was quiet for time.
Yeah.
So the people that were watching Backchat then are older now. We then had a whole new audience when my season came out.
Yeah.
It was a whole new audience. It was not the me, it was not the you. It was like, I'm talking about even today, school kids are coming to approach me kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So when I first found out that I'd been selected even just to come in and, potentially be a cast member, that alone was very overwhelming. But to be told that you were one of the finalists, that was just insane. And I'll never forget one of, the first people that I met on that show, which I'm still good friends with him now. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, but J Squared, good guy, man. He was like my little brother. I'm telling you, we met on the same day. I've still got a video of me and him, when we met. Love that guy. Our journey obviously we went different paths in what we decided we wanted to do. But honestly, I would say that show changed our lives definitely, and how we are approached outside and online.
I mean, I remember because I watched Backchat. I never used to go on YouTube and watch it, but I used to watch the clips that would come up on Instagram and so on that went viral kind of thing. And I remember the clip of you backing off your wig, ready to fight. And I mean, you crossed the line a little bit, didn't you, with what you said about his mum? Would you not agree?
Obviously, I feel like this is probably the first time in years I'm actually going to talk about this on a major platform. You know, I refused to do any interviews about it or speak on it. I didn't know how to handle social media then, and I was getting annihilated left, right, and centre. But do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I can't fault myself for how I was feeling at that time.
Okay.
Because when you're in your emotions, you say crazy things and you do crazy things. I don't know what else I would have done if I wasn't taken out of the room that time. I don't know what he would have done. Do you understand? So I can't speak on I take it back now. And that moment of time, I was vexed. I was vexed. I wanted to fight. I meant everything that I said, everything I'd done was not premeditated. Do you understand? That was real emotions. But if I look back at myself now, could I have done things differently? I would have loved to. Honestly, I would love to do things differently. But, you know, I'm not going to take it back. If I take it back, I wouldn't be here having this interview right now. Do you understand? I wouldn't have been able to accomplish or meet some of the people that I've met along the way. A lot of people saw it as a negative, whilst a lot of people saw it as a positive. Like, wow, finally, black women standing up for themselves. We get disrespected by men all the time. We get disrespected by men all the time. Everybody took what I said about his mum as the final straw, but nobody held him accountable for the things he was saying to me prior to that. And the amount of times I told him to chill. So if I had just come out with such a statement like that, I think I would have deserved everything. But I do hope that people, which I feel like people have now, they have seen the full clip, and I'm not crazy. I have no reason to G-check someone. I G-checked him because I said, you know what, you want to take it there? All right, cool, your mum. Because the generation that I'm born in, when you bring up stuff like that, it's just straight blows after that kind of thing. It's not really, because I felt like we were talking too much at that point. There was too much shouting. We weren't really articulating whatever it was we were trying to say. Everyone was just trying to get a punchline in. When you say something like your mum, everyone's like, it's quiet. All right, cool, let's roll. But unfortunately, I just G-checked the wrong person because he wasn't that type of guy. I can guarantee you, there's certain man, like I said, I won't conduct myself like that now because I'm older, but there's certain man, if a girl tried to even square up to a man like that, I'm telling you, lights off. Do you understand? So I G-checked the wrong person, hoping that there was going to be a response. There wasn't a response, so I looked crazier than crazy. But what a lot of people don't realise was that incident reflected on me and him so badly that I did speak to him. We did apologise to each other. It was really bad. And even family members from his side reached out to me. And we had to kind of just, like, you know, clear the air.
And I mean, how did you deal with the attention that came from that? Because that sometimes we try to put on a brave face and so on, but trolls can be really nasty. Trolls can really get at you. How do you still deal with trolls now, kind of thing?
So at the time it was intense, but do you know what? Over time, obviously, I befriended loads of influencers, other content creators. There was a time I became, believe it or not, there was a time that I was cool with Miss Fab. So when you follow these people with maybe bigger platforms who have been where you've been, where they've been drawn out, they've been gone viral, what they've said has been misinterpreted, you try to do things the way that they do things. So at that time, of course, I was friends with people like Lani. And, you know, what we do is when we go viral, good or bad, we kind of have like maybe a song ready. Or like a YouTube video ready or story time ready. So that's how I started capitalizing off it. So when I went viral the first time, it was a big shock. But what I then did was 2 weeks after, you know, I think Missy Elliott came across the video, somebody made a song. I went viral again, I dropped a song. So that was within 2 weeks. So it just literally took me 2 weeks to just maneuver everything because I said, wow, this is
And did that just boost up your following to
Then
a
that
madness?
was it. After that, I went from like, you know, before Backchat, I was on like 2K followers and I just literally jumped up to like 10K followers just from that episode alone. And then just over time, I was just doing stuff, and I think I eventually got up to like 19k followers, just off my own back. And I think now I'm on like 16 or 15. So it's the show. Yeah, that episode at the time was crazy, but it benefited me eventually.
And that's what I was kind of speaking to someone the other day, was that I realized that a lot of influencers they have the influence that people are watching them, but they don't necessarily know how to monetize it. Someone might offer, because I turn it down. Like, so much people come up to me and go, yo, can I send you my new tracksuit? Can I send? I'm like, nah, if you want promotion, it will cost. There's no, I don't take I don't take jackets and stuff like that, because unless I fuck with you and you're my guy, I'll do that for you. But I realize that a lot of influencers don't really know how to monetize. How difficult is it to make money as an influencer?
So, do you mind if I take my coat off?
No, sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna get a bit comfy. Right. Oh, okay. So, right. With me, I gotta look at my brand. So I show a lot of body. I do a lot of sexy pictures and stuff like that. When I have companies or small, black-owned business or small companies, startup businesses that come to me and maybe they want me to wear a hat or like a tracksuit. For me personally, I've just learned to not always say yes to freebies. It has to match your brand. So I've accepted 2 or 3 tracksuits. Okay, I lied, sorry. Between 3 to 4 tracksuits out in my whole life. 3 of them being from tax-free official. And let me tell you when I've accepted them for video shoots.
Okay.
When I'm talking grease. Other than that, I am not, you understand, because it's not my brand. But I kid you not, if a woman says to me she wants to slay a 32 bust down wig for me, I'm there. Yeah. Do you understand? Free of charge. I ain't even going to charge for that one. But if they want me to do a hat, that's £60 just for Snapby. Some of them, they don't even respond back. And you know what? I'm okay with that, because you got to know your worth. You got to know your value. You understand? I'm okay with sending someone my price on Snap and them not responding back to me than doing something for free so I can get half price on PLT. Yeah. That's just, you're just bringing down your value. Then they're going to pass that information to someone else. Oh, yeah, that Yasmin Pink girl, she'll do your half price pizza. Yeah. If you I don't want that type of reputation. So my thing's set properly. I even have a list of how much it costs for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snap, Premium. Everything is all separated. You understand? And yeah, that's how it's done.
I mean, we're gonna get into it. So you mentioned that you like to post sexy pictures, show body. Why do you want to do that?
Because, like, why not? Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm sharing my face. I'm just gonna get a bit of a bash. I'm so sorry to your audience.
No worries.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put this here. That way it can bring my top down, so I have no slips. Lovely. So, did you say why?
Yep.
Why must it be a why?
I mean, it's your life. Do as you please.
Exactly.
But I'm just trying to understand, why would you need to, or why do you have to?
It's not a need. It's a want. You know, people want to do things in life. I don't need to do it. Of course I don't need to do it. People know that I work. People know that I have 2 degrees. People know that I do music on the side. People know that I'm a lash tech. And both of my parents are alive and well. So even if I didn't have all those things, I can call on them. Do you understand? So for me, it's just a want. Do you understand? Like, I enjoy it.
Like, do you like the attention you get from it from men?
I mean, of course. I mean, imagine just posting your toes and somebody sending you a pinky randomly, like, hey, yeah, check cash up. You just see £50. You're asking them for what? Oh, that nail color that you put on your toes was nice. Okay, you then start to evolve. You want to do more. Okay, just for that, let me now show a bit more leg. I
mean, is there a limit to it?
I guess it's everyone's different. I feel like I can easily sit here and say, oh, you know, doing it online is calm. You know, when you go to meet people, that's when it's wrong. When you start sleeping with men, that's wrong. But you know what? Someone else is gonna judge me for doing it online. So I'm not even gonna tell someone what a limit is. I know my limit. You understand? My limit is because of who I am, how I conduct myself, the industry that I work in my real life. Unfortunately, even just the online stuff I do, I'm pushing it small.
Yeah.
I'm pushing it small.
I was gonna say, because like you said, you work with kind of a lot of teenagers and that, so there'll be a lot of young impressionable girls will be working with you. So if they kind of start following you and they may like one of your pictures, how does that make you feel? Like, oh, little Sarah's likes my picture here.
At the end of the day, like, we can challenge the Cardi B's, the same questions, and the Nicki Minaj. We've got to make our money. We've got to do our hustle. If this is making me income, this is making me income. We're in a world where everyone is got full access to the internet. Do you understand? Yeah. I'm not posting anything that is explicit or illegal on the internet. You understand? It's not harming them. But at the same time, yes, I open the doors for these young women to reach out to me, but there's some of them that I advise them positive. You understand? There's people that reach out to me. Oh, I've got 2 kids. I've got 3 kids. Oh, I need this money. I'm going to go link up with this guy. And I will advise them. You understand? I might not follow it, but what can I do? I'm only human. I'm not their parents.
Is that also, I guess, what made you decide you wanted to get your body done? What was it about your body previously that you thought, I need this work done? Again, is it the influences of the Cardi B's, the Nickis, and seeing that and the reaction they get off of men? Or were you just not happy with your body?
At that time, I think mine was a more personal thing because I think the social media with celebrities and their bodies has only started evolving very recently. When I got my body done, I was 22. So Nicki Minaj's body didn't even look like what it looks like now. Cardi B's body didn't look like what it looks like now. So I wouldn't say they were my influence, and I was just having personal battles with myself. Do you understand? And I just wanted to make myself feel better, and I think also my relationship at the time had a part to play. Because as soon as I got my body done, obviously, he came back.
Okay.
You know how it goes. So yeah, my relationship, there was things happening in my relationship.
So you think he kind of made you feel worthless, and then you decided, cool, I'm gonna prove him wrong and get that done. So in essence, are you admitting that you done it for a man?
I knew you were gonna say that. No, I know he's gonna kill me if he ever watches this, and he probably will, and I'm so sorry. But basically, he slept with a babe. He cheated on me with a babe. Yeah, the babe was a Tonks babe, innit? So when I did my research, I saw that she was one bullable babe. So I messaged him like, nah. Is this what you're setting him for, innit? Bear in mind, I'm a big babe myself, innit? But this girl was Tonks. Do you know what he messaged me? She's like, oh, that's an old picture. She's lost weight now.
Wow.
Then when I went to go and see the picture of where she actually lost weight, she was like the size of this fucking thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So, I just came back on holiday from Ibiza with another bunch of my slim friends wearing 2-piece bikini. What's Yasmin wearing? Bathing suit and rapper. Do you understand? So, that there was a lot of and wait, I forgot. I got to add one more. I got to be very true to myself. I was on antidepressants. Yeah, and I was on metazapine, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna give you all the ins and outs. But I'm just gonna let you know, when you're on something like metazapine and on the highest dose, the weight gain is insane. Yeah. So there was a lot of contribution to me making it was a very drastic decision. Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah. So you see, like for example, now when dating, obviously men would come to you for various reasons, but do you ever think, oh, these guys only want me because of how I look? They don't really take time to care about who I am as a person.
I know the guys that care about me for who I am as a person, but the problem with me is that I'm not paying attention to those guys. I'm paying attention to the guys that are paying attention to the body.
Why?
It's fucked, isn't it? I think I need to call my therapist again. Because I cannot answer you that. A lot of people think that I'm a hoe, or I entertain a certain type of men. I sell my JJ for money. That's not even the case. I've been on good dates with good guys that have shown interest in me, dropped me home, opened the door. You know, the standard gentleman stuff. But for some strange reason, after about a month or two, after they've spent money or they've taken me on dates and everything, I just ghost them. Like, I'll change my number. I'll block them. But then come and call Tyrone that ghosted me 8 months ago. Come and call Tyrone that ghosted me 8 months ago. That gives me the wickedest. That's the one I'll entertain again. In fact, the last good guy that I dated, yeah, God forgive me, yeah, the last good guy that I dated, yeah, listen to this, yeah, in the car, the guy is calling me, his name's come up, and it's come up with the emoji. I don't know what car he was driving, one of these fancy cars, now you can see the whole name.
Yeah.
Then I've answered, why did the fucking thing come through the Bluetooth? Yeah. The guy's like, oh yeah, babe, you're baby me. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is after that phone call, do you know who I went to go link? The guy that called me in the guy's car.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I know that's just something I need to see my therapist about, do you know what I mean? Because I've obviously gone through things growing up in my relationship, in my childhood, which I explained earlier.
Do you think, sorry to cut you, but do you think, I don't really want to touch too much on your childhood, like I said, you said it in another platform, but do you think that led to the, I don't want to say promiscuity, but do you think that led to how you may showcase yourself now, what happened at childhood? Or you think that this would have been you regardless?
I think at the time, I didn't have any coping mechanism. Maybe this is my coping mechanism. Yeah. I don't know, innit? These are areas I've been visiting with my therapist in the past. Obviously, I'm not in therapy now, but these are areas I'm always revisiting every time I go see a new therapist. This is not a closed chapter. Yeah. So as much as the internet, bring me down and, want to criticize me for how I conduct myself, they don't know that I've got my own battle in my personal life as to why I'm continuing to conduct myself in a certain way, knowing that I've really got it good, or I could have it good if I wanted to. I work, I live alone, I've got good relationships with family, friends, I'm not ugly, I've got a decent body, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've got a little business on the side, so why am I choosing a certain life? Who knows,
Do you ever see yourself getting married and having children?
The children part, probably, because I do love kids. I don't know when I'm going to have kids though, but I'm just, please God, I don't want it unplanned. That's the only thing I'm just begging God. I don't want it unplanned. Do you know what I mean? Because
and be intentional about it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't want it to be an accident. It can't be I'm checking my period app or who did I sleep with too. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't have it like that. In terms of marriage, that's a tricky one for me because again, with the relationship and the childhood experience that I had, I do struggle to be emotional with men and want to love them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like everything's I just got to take from them, take before they take from me.
So you don't ever see yourself having a forever after?
Boy, whoever changes like my mindset on men and makes me fall in love with them. I mean, I've been in love once, and I think that was enough for me, and that was before Backchat, so that was a different Yasmin.
I mean, to move things forward, you got a court case pending.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through that?
Okay, so I just want to make it very clear, it's not against me. It's actually oh God, it's a footballer, and I'm gonna say his name. It's a footballer named Jermaine Dua, and he was a football player for Beatties, I think. However, they've suspended him due to the current case that he's dealing with me. So I am a victim of voyeurism, and I think they are even talking about revenge porn. I'm not sure. There were so many things that were being brought to my attention that I couldn't believe.
I mean, for those who don't know what voyeurism is, can you kind of explain?
So basically, voyeurism is anyone that records any type of sexual act, any type of nudity without your consent. It can be them literally just putting it there and you're standing there, or even them doing it from a hidden angle. All of that is all the same thing. It's all very perverted. But what happened was I met Jermaine in like a little games night. And at the time he was, I think, 27 and I was like 28, turning 29. Things were fine with me and him. We, got on quite well, and we were kind of talking, like dating for like 3 months. Like, it was all right. Like, we spoke every single day. He was like a delivery driver. I was working at a nursery. And I remember this very well because I'd only slept with this guy like twice in that 3 months, by the way. It's not even like we were cheating constantly. Our lifestyles were so different where he lived, where I lived, we wasn't seeing each other that regularly. So I know we'd only slept with each other twice. But the first time we slept with each other, we got so smashed that we didn't really catch up with each other until the next day, like at 4 p.m. in the evening. So we came home late at gone home, we've got drunk, we've slept with each other, whatever. And I remember at 4 p.m. when we're catching up, trying to figure out, oh my God, last night was so crazy. He decided to tell me that he's got some videos of me. So obviously I'm like, what are you talking about, darling? And he went further to show me the videos. And
so it wasn't, not to cut you, so it wasn't anything like romantic, because sometimes with my partner, I might just catch her in watching something in her beauty, take a video of her, and just like, oh, you know, look at my babe kind of thing. So it wasn't anything like that.
I feel like it was the first time we were having sex, so I do feel like that's a little bit too soon, in my opinion. I totally get what you're saying. Firstly, I just want to make this clear to the world. I'm not against people doing sex videos. If you're doing sex videos, recording each other, it's your partner, innit? Whatever. But it's got to be with consent. Everything's got to be with consent. Yeah, your wife wouldn't appreciate you running into the bathroom, recording her naked from head to toe. What are you doing? You didn't prepare her. Do you understand? Consent is necessary. That's all I'm saying. So the problem that I had with these videos were some of them were like, it looked like he was admiring me, but they still looked very like, why are you not saying nothing in the video? Why are you zooming in? Why is the phone at this angle? You know, they looked very weird, and there was at least, you know, maybe 3 to 4 videos, and one of the videos really spun me, and that's when I said to him, oh, no, babe,
So before you get to that video, so like I said, so it wasn't a thing that where he was just taking his videos and not saying anything at all, just like.
Look, I want to make this clear. Whenever these videos were taken, at that point, I wasn't aware.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether it was him admiring me or not, any video that was taken at that moment in time, I was unaware. And when he sent it to me the next day, I just thought maybe he was unaware because I couldn't believe them. They were just wild. I had a bottle of Courvoisier that was in his car.
Was he a fan? Was he like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm with Yasmin?
There we go. So later down the line, you know, we put 2 and 2 together. We read some statements, and that's exactly what it was. Excuse me. So anyways, one of the videos that I saw the next day was, it was a crazy video. I'm struggling to say it.
I mean, you don't say it in a manner that is.
It was an intimate video, innit? It was an intimate video. Do you know what I mean? It was a very intimate.
And
video.
You're unaware he's taking this video of
Not
you guys.
Not only am I unaware, but you can't even see my full face. It's as if it was being taken from like where my eyes couldn't see.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is you could only see like it was from an upper. Yeah. So anyways, again, I couldn't finish that video because it was so explicit. It was so like clear, you know. And I just messaged him. I just remember saying to him, look, babe, I know we were drunk, but these videos are not okay. Like, you can't keep these videos. These videos have to go. And from the response I got from him, it seemed like he agreed. Yeah. He was making it seem like, yeah, man, these videos are wild. I'm so sorry, babe, man. Yeah, man, I'm going to delete them right now. That's what I gathered. And that was the last conversation I ever had with this guy about these videos. 3 months into talking to this guy, or 2 months into talking to this guy, I get a message from Mark Cuban.
Okay.
Who then says, look, Yaz, I just want to make clear, everyone knows my history with Mark Cuban and, you know, his situation. So me and Mark Cuban were not as close as we used to be. So it had been some time since he had messaged me or spoken to me. So he's messaged me in a panic. Yo, Yaz, I've seen something, man. Where. All he literally had to do was describe what I was wearing. And I knew who and what he was talking about. Because remember I said to you, I only slept with this guy twice. Yeah. So there was only 2 things I wore. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I didn't sleep with nobody in that time. So the first time that all of that happened, I know I was wearing one pink flimsy nightgown like this. That's all I remember. And anyways, yeah, so Mark's described the videos to me and he described the explicit one that I saw. And I obviously went into panic. I was like, what are you talking about? How do you know? But where did you see this? And what's going on? And
did he tell you how you saw it?
He did explain to me how he saw it. I'll be honest with you. Right now, we are dealing with the case. He's giving his statements. I can't tell you in detail what he said word for word. I can't remember because we're coming up to 2 years.
Okay, wow. Is that long? Or?
Yeah, we're coming up to 2 years now. So, yeah. So, anyways, cool. Mark advised me to get the police involved. Like, don't do anything drastic. Just get the police involved. And in that space of time, I'm trying to call Jermaine. Like, is this guy crazy? Like, what's going on? Why is he doing this? Couldn't get through to Jermaine. The last time I spoke to Jermaine, we were fine. He was sleeping, I think, and I just said goodnight to him. And so he's seen my messages. He's called me back straight away. And to cut long story short, within that week, before I'd finally gone to the police station to give my statement, Jermaine had basically admitted he's definitely shown someone the video. In fact, if I'm correct, me and Jermaine spoke that evening. He'd already distributed the video before letting me know he had the video. From just the statements I've seen and the timings I've come across so far. So, yeah, he'd already admitted it to me. He admitted it to one of she's not my friend at the moment, but we were good friends at the time, and she's one of my key witnesses. She was really helpful. He admitted it to my friend. He also, when he got arrested, by the way, he admitted it. When he got arrested.
So why is it going to court?
My point exactly. So all of this happened. I had all the evidence. I've got about 4 or 5 different recordings of him, even apologizing to me, saying how much he cares for me. He never meant to hurt me. My friend accused him of being a clout chaser. My friend always accused him of being a clout chaser, by the way. I used to edit his pictures. I used to repost him, edit videos for him, that kind of stuff. Tag him in if I'd post him. But no one ever knew that I was, chatting to him kind of thing. I was just putting him on, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So my friend just used to be like, Yasmin, where did you get this small boy from, man? Like, come on, man, be serious. So anyways, when he finally got arrested, I had informed the officers that he had 2 phones. So they took both of the phones immediately. Now, on his arrest, his initial statement, he didn't have a lawyer, and he apparently admitted to something about sending the video to his boys or showing the video to his boys, one or the other.
Yeah.
But we already knew that anyways, because, come on, Mark's seen it. So that wasn't really the issue. But then something happened where they offered him a caution. They put him on bail. They asked him to come back in. They put him on caution, and he basically said, fuck the caution. I want to go to court.
So he rejected the caution?
He rejected. I was pissed that they were giving him a caution. They were saying they can only give him a caution because, 1, he's admitted it, and 2, it's his first offence. And I'm thinking, what kind of system is this? What kind of... Only for the guy to basically say to them, fuck your caution. Let's go to fucking court. I couldn't believe it. So now, this is where Mark's involvement... Because now we need statements, we need to give all the evidence. And I couldn't believe this was going on. So for the past year now, this guy's been living his life, transferring from football teams to football teams. He was started off... I think he's at Hartley now. He was at Southern something group. He went at Beatty. So he's been travelling, doing all this football, and obviously it's burning me because I'm thinking...
So you're keeping tabs, you're watching?
Everything. What do you mean? And he knows because he blocked. He's been, anytime he sees me pre, I'm blocked. For the first time in years, when I tagged his name on Instagram, was the first time he was on my page, and I messaged him saying, "Get off my page, you punk," and I blocked him. How can I not be pre him for the next 2 years? Bro, you're basically saying I'm chatting shit. Because now, the reason why he's saying he wants to go to court, because they're not even charging him for admitting that he's shown it to someone. No. He's saying that we both consented to the video.
But you got messages from him saying he's sorry, you didn't know, so...
Maybe that he doesn't know the evidence I've got, I don't know. So anyways, this is where we're at now. So we're going to court because... He's pleaded not guilty. He went court last year for the first appearance. He pleaded not guilty.
He might plead guilty before the court date starts. If you're saying what you're saying and what I think when the trial starts, he's probably just gonna go guilty because there's too much evidence. I'm surprised his solicitor's letting him go.
Well, here's the problem. He's now going to trial. He specifically chose magistrates court because they're gonna annihilate him in Crown's court. Let's be honest. Or if he had a jury, whatever. Cool. So we've gone there February the 15th. First thing, this system's fucked up. They've sent me to the wrong court.
Yeah.
Cool. Finally got to the right court. I'm with Mark Cuban. There was a little bit of tension.
So Mark came to support.
Of course Mark came to support. Mark's been my number one supporter. Fuck all these influencers. I tell you now, Mark Cuban has been my number one supporter. My number one supporter, I'm telling you. You might not see him in my comments or liking my posts, but he calls me. Do you understand? He checks in with my mental. So he came in, he picked me up from the wrong court place, took me there, had a bit of tension with the Jermaine and his family, whatever. Like, Mark was riding out for me, like, and when we got there, we were told that basically, we were told something about Jermaine wasn't cooperating with his solicitor. That they don't know what's gonna happen. Why is it at 11:50 or 11:59? They've now finally appointed Jermaine a lawyer. Up until that point, he did not have a fucking lawyer or a fucking defense.
So he didn't even think to get a solicitor all that time.
Obviously, I'm assuming maybe he was using a duty solicitor. Because I don't understand how he just got appointed a lawyer just then. What's been going on? Did he have some free solicitor that just didn't want to do it anymore? Because you know, solicitors, there's only so much of their work that they're going to do. They're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I started scratching my head. I'm getting confused. So anyways, everything's been adjourned now because one of my witnesses that they told not to come, Didi, apparently she does need to be there. And in the last few weeks, obviously, you know, I've told you, I've mentioned therapy, you know. I know off camera we spoke about my drinking. But, you know, all of that is from this. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, let's touch on that. I know we're struggling for time, but let's touch on that. Drinking, right? You said you think you got an issue with drinking, right? And we did have a bottle of wine here, and I said I'm gonna be responsible, and I'm not gonna let you have a bottle of wine because I think it is good to, as a host, to make sure you say what you say and you say it with chest, and there's nothing. Oh, I had a drink, and also as a duty of care. What's going on with the drinking? And not to put you on the spot here, but also there's a lot of people who do have addictions and who do have issues with drinking who may find this helpful.
I have I have an addiction for alcohol and porn. Okay. Combined. The drinking just started from a lot of trauma, PTSD. Do you know what I mean? It was just a coping mechanism. And it still is, but then it just became a normal thing. So like after work, if I've done a long day at work, I'll go get a bottle of rum. Do you know what I mean? On a daily basis.
Just even a wine things like.
Yeah, it's heavy. That's why when you were saying you're gonna not give me the drink, I was thinking this is water. Cause what I drink is Henny, rum. That's my everyday drink. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm currently on a waiting list to talk to someone about it. So I felt like I've spoken to therapists, I've spoken to counsellors, I've done all of these things and it wasn't working. And do you know what I decided to do, Bobby? Especially with porn. Porn is hard because porn is an alternative when you're not having sex. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Do you have a sex addiction?
I guess. I mean, you know, if I'm not watching porn, I would prefer to have sex. But if I'm not in a relationship, you know, having that regular sex is not easy. And if you continue to with these guys, you know, that's when you get into them problems. Do you understand? So, you know, as you get older, you do realise you can't be chopping everyone anywhere, anytime. You understand? STD, pregnancy, the usual. But I think what's now helped me, which I would probably advise everyone or anyone, is I've only had like a drink twice in the last 2 weeks, which is a huge change for me. And I've only watched porn twice compared to like every day, which is a huge change for me. And my advice is that I turn to God. So I don't talk about church or God or Christians or anything like that on my platform. You know, I've never spoken about it, but I just wanted to use this opportunity to let people know that I have been going to church. And it's been a new journey for me this year. And I think my readings with the Bible and all that kind of stuff has really been motivating me and pushing me away from that addiction.
Have you spoken about this at church yet?
I haven't. However, the last service that I went to, the pastor recognized me as a newcomer and he wants to speak to me. So I'm going to be going to church this Sunday and I'm going to have that conversation with him and let's see if I've got the the balls to have the convo with him about it.
I mean, like everyone has their own journeys, right? 'Cause everyone's trying to battle what's good, what's bad, what's moral, what's not.
Yeah.
And with you now kind of going to church, is it a thing that where you may have to stop the premium snaps? Or was it a thing that where it's like you're still battling and not trying to understand and get to a point of knowing exactly what it is that you want to do?
I think for me, I know what direction I want to go. So all these premium snaps, me shaking my ass, yada yada yada, eventually it's all gonna cut down. I don't know how long that journey is gonna take though. Do you know what I mean? God might bring someone into my life tomorrow, and those things change, or it might take a year or two. Do you understand? It might be someone that's in my life now. It might be someone new. And when I say someone, I don't even mean on a relationship level. It could be you, Bobby. You could be my next therapist. Who knows? It could be a friend. It could be a partner. You know what I mean? It could be a work colleague. I don't know, innit? So my aim is to eventually let go of certain bad habits, because a lot of these bad habits is not a need. It's just a want.
Are you happy?
I feel like I'm on the path to being happier. And that for me is a very important journey, because last year I was on a path of destruction. The year before, path of destruction. The year before, path of destruction. And to the world, everything looks calm, you know, on socials. But I'm telling you now, don't be fooled with what you see online, because everyone's going through it, you know. We just choose to put out what we want to put out there because we know what's going to make us the money and what's going to shut everyone up. You know what I mean? But
And how's Lani?
I don't speak to Lani. Lani's not going to be a part of this journey.
So I thought when you kind of posted, I thought you guys were doing a clout thing. Like, I'm not talking to Lani. I'm not talking to you either. So is it a thing that where it's actually you guys don't actually talk anymore?
I will never speak to Lani again for the simple fact that she accused me of supporting Mark Cuban, you know, an abuser, you know, with whatever they were going through, knowing what I'm going through with my current case and knowing that Mark Cuban is a key witness. So I will never forgive Lani in that aspect for even bringing that online. Friends don't deal with things like that online. So for me, either Lani is genuinely a clout chaser or she was just plain stupid, because she also knows how I handle people in real life. Do you understand? She's very disrespectful for doing that. And even after all that happened, just so you know, Bobby, she did reach out to me and apologise.
So where's your Christianity?
For now, I feel like if I want to follow this journey with Christ, God, you know, getting, you know, over a few addictions, there's certain people that I need to be away from. Do you understand? I don't hate Lani, but she was toxic. She wasn't a good friend. You understand? I can't keep on bigging up someone, bigging up someone, bigging up someone, bigging up someone, and there's no one bigging up my corner. Do you understand? And my corner now is I want to follow this journey. Is Lani going to be as supportive? Probably not. But if I told Lani that I'm going to do a video shoot and have my titties out, yeah, Lani's going to be like, yes! Do you understand? So certain people, it's not no hard feelings. I don't hate the girl. I'll probably never speak to her again. But right now, the journey that I'm on, I don't even, like, Lani's, that situation there, like, what she's trying to do and what I'm trying to do is not the same thing. I'm 30. You just got to let go of certain behaviours, innit? She's soon to be 34. If she wants to carry on, I wish her all the best. I have no, like, hard feelings, but I will never revisit that car. That whole clout thing is just too much, you know. You don't put your friends in the line like that, I'm sorry.
What's the one misconception you think people have of you that you want to kind of clear and let them know who you are?
Gosh, I don't fight all the time. Goodness, like, Backchat was ages ago. Like, let it go. Do you understand? I made one mistake online. Okay, I was 25, 26. I'm going to be 31 this year. Let it go. I am a sweet girl. I just want to make money and I just want to live my best life. And I think that's most women my age. Just let me live.